Hey everyone, this is going to be a quick video on grain in a Bokken and how to pick a Bokken. Grain is very critical when it comes to a Bokken. You want as close to running this way as possible. So this side here is the edge and this side here is the spine. Side of the Bokken, as you can see, edge, spine. You want it as close to running that way as possible, so vertical. That is ideal. Now also, you don't want the Bokken to be warped. So the way to figure that out is you just eyeball it this way. If you need to, take the tsuba off, that works good too, to be able to make sure that's nice and straight. And also, you're going to want to make sure that it doesn't have any knots. If it has a knot, it will be a place where it's going to want to break more easily. The reason for the grain being as close to vertical as possible is because when a Bokken breaks, typically it breaks along the grain. So if the Bokken grain is this way, then it's going to be very strong. However, if it's other ways, it's not going to be as strong, but depending on how the grain is, that won't be as big a deal. For me, also, this is a must right here. This is a rounded Kiyosaki. As you can see, I do not like pointed Kiyosaki on a Bokken. I just think it's counterintuitive to have a point on a training weapon. Also, for the kashira, this is the handle side right here, I like it to be nice and rounded. That's so that you're less likely to hurt your training partner if you do a kashira strike, but also because it's more comfortable that way. And it also better mimics a katana. Now this one here, the grain is more of a B grade. As you can see, the grain doesn't run perfectly vertical, but it's at an angle, so that's okay. It's running that way, but it's not too much of an angle. As you can see, it's not too much of an angle, so it's still good. This one here also, once again, doesn't have any knots, and it is straight. This is another good example of a Bokken. This one I have had for a very long time. Now this one here is an example of a Bokken that has less than ideal grain, but here the thing is depending on the use of the Bokken, that may not be a big deal. For example, if it is a suburi Bokken or a suburito, which are the big Bokkens, that may not be as critical because you're not going to be hitting another Bokken with it, although still not ideal. Ideal is B grade or better. A grade, of course, is the best. This one here, the grain is very much horizontal. It goes from amote to ora rather than from ha to mine or mune. That is not good because when you look at this, the way this is if you're hitting something with this, then you're hitting it one growth ring at a time, because that's what the grain is. It shows the growth rings, at least on the end right here. So if your Bokken has it vertical, you're hitting more than one growth ring at a time, which of course will be very strong. If it's like this, you're beating them one growth ring at a time, which of course is less than ideal. Now for woods, there are many good choices for wood. This one here is Japanese oak. This one here I bought from Chinatown a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure this is an oak. And this one here is ipe, which my sensei made me. There are many good choices for a Bokken. Many consider hickory to be the best. And I am definitely in that group. I think hickory is definitely one of the best. There are many good woods for a Bokken. Ash is another good material from what I have heard. Maple is a good material. Now there are other more exotic woods that you can use, such as cocobolo, lignum vitae, ironwood, bloodwood, things like that. However, I don't have much experience with those kinds of woods, but the ones that I did give information on, I've done a lot of research, and those are good choices. Although for me personally, for my Bokken that I use the most, I prefer this. This is polypropylene. This is the cold steel Bokken. Now I know that cold steel is controversial with some, and for good reasons, but I like this because you don't have to worry about grain because it is polypropylene, which is a type of high-strength plastic. You don't have to worry about it warping. You don't have to worry about rotting. You don't have to worry about any of that. Real quick, I'm going to bend this to show you the flexibility. So as you can see, it's very strong. Now after something like that, you may have a bend in it. As you can see, that's okay, because the nice thing about this is all you have to do is take it, bend it the opposite way, check it for straightness, and you're pretty much good to go from there. That's it. The only cons to these is that the Kiyosakis come very sharp, so you'll just have to round that off like I did to mine. And the end right here, at least on the older ones, is squared corners. The newer ones aren't like that. However, the points still are. So that's something you'll have to fix. So, I hope this was helpful and informative. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I'll see you in the next video. See ya!